Today, we will be riding on one of Sydney's most notorious intercity trains, the Oscar H set. And today, we're going to be examining the H set to see if it actually is really uncomfortable. From the very uncomfortable seats to the kinda gross toilet, we will be travelling on the Oscar H set from the Epping station to the quiet station of Hawkesbury River. And we will be travelling along the Northern Line, a very beautiful and scenic railway. So join me today as I ride on this train. Hello and welcome to the Epping station. I am currently on platform 3, which mainly serves Central Coast and Newcastle line services. My train is arriving in 3 minutes. Epping station serves mainly the Central Coast Newcastle line as well as the local T9 Northern commuter line. My train today is an Oscar H set. The Oscar H set was manufactured by UGL Rail in 2006. My Oscar train today was the set H2, one of the train sets that haven't been upgraded to fit the new passenger information display screens and voice announcements. This is a 4-car train, which is pretty common in the Central Coast Newcastle line. This train will be heading to Wyong, calling at all stations to Wyong. After I boarded the train usually has an announcement to say the doors are closing.
Doors closing. Please stand clear.
All announcements are unique. I am on carriage number OD6903. This is a quiet carriage, which means everything must be silent. It is time to give a carriage tour. While we are cruising down the main line between Epping and Hornsby, there is a information screen telling which stations are next. And there are 2 layers, the upstairs and the downstairs. While that is happening, a cargo train has just passed us. Now let us tour the downstairs carriage. The seats are configured in a 2-3 configuration, and it is really high capacity. After touring through the downstairs carriage, we are now cruising through Cheltenham. As this is an express train, the next station will be Hornsby. This is the area that is between 2 carriages, mainly called the area before the gangway. Now this is a pretty wide space. There is a information display screen up there near the gangway doors. Two doors with a button that can press open doors. Sadly, the opposite door button has been tampered with. Continuing the tour, there is some situating area and a gangway. This way, you can walk through the doors and enter a new carriage. This carriage is not a quiet carriage. It is ONL 5952. Now, let us go upstairs and check out the upstairs cabin. The seats are configured in a 3-2 configuration, similar to the one downstairs. If we go to the end of this carriage, there is a large area with a door and the toilet. So this is the toilet. It covers almost 3/4 of this gangway space and is fairly large, even for a toilet. Now, let us step inside the toilet and open the toilet door by activating the sliding door with the push of a button. Very modern, and first glances at the toilet, super dirty. You can close the door with that button again and lock the door as well, for privacy reasons. Now this toilet is fairly basic. It has a toilet, emergency health point, a sink, a mirror, an even bigger mirror, and that's about all. A very big toilet for not a lot of things. Let's step out of the toilet again, and it's safe to say this toilet is not up to standard. Now to the seat, the notorious uncomfortable seat. This seat is in a 3-2 configuration, and these trains travel up to 2 or 3 hours. These seats are very, very hard and not cushioned or soft at all. Not very good. The seat also has headrests, though they are very hard and not very good. The good thing is that there is a footstand provided on every single seat. By now we are travelling through Normanhurst, a quiet town just off Hornsby. This is the last stop to Hornsby. Sadly, because of a train ahead of us, we had to stop a few times. Very annoying. Finally, we arrived in Hornsby Station. This station is the terminus of the T9 Northern Line and the T1 North Shore Line. It is our first stop, and certainly a busy one. We are now departing Hornsby, making our way through the Berowra line. Here is some time-lapse footage for you. Now we arrive at Berowra Station. Berowra is the terminus for all suburban line services. It is the boundary of Sydney trains. After this is all New South Wales Trainlink.
Closing. Please stand clear.
After Berowra, there are 2 stations left until we arrive at Hawkesbury River. Cowan Station and Hawkesbury River Station. Soon enough, we arrive at our first Central Coast Newcastle Line station, Cowan Station. Cowan used to be the boundary of the suburban line very long ago, but now it is just a station that serves mainly for hikers for the Great North Walk. As you can see, the platform is crowded with hikers. Cowan is an SP4 station, which means it is short platform to 4 carriages. We are now leaving Cowan Station. Cowan is the final stop before Hawkesbury River Station. So it's time to say bye to the sort of highlands and hello to the river. As you can see, the next station will be Hawkesbury River. line between Cowan and Hawkesbury River features loads of tunnels. This is why many refer to the line between Cowan and the Hawkesbury River as the tunnel line. We are now entering a tunnel, one of many. After a series of tunnels and more tunnels, we finally arrive at the station of Hawkesbury River. After saying bye to our Oscar, I got to take a look at the beautiful scenery at Hawkesbury. Now, how was my journey with the Oscar HSET? I would say this journey was certainly not the best journey I've ever had. The seats were very, very uncomfortable. However, I definitely think the Oscar HSET is an extremely good interurban train. It is suited for sort of not long distance, but like medium haul services. For example, central to Wyong, central to Springwood, or central to Dapto are great routes for the Oscar HSET. Overall, this trip was wonderful. It had a lot of beautiful scenery and a lot of beautiful things. However, just the seats were very uncomfortable. Overall, I will give this a rating of 7.5 out of 10. So with that, my friends, is the end of my review of the Oscar.